do a little science today. We're still talking about living and non-living. We're going to be talking about that all year because everything is either living or non-living. What about this pen? Living or non-living? How about my phone? Living or non-living? What about a mouse? Living or non-living? Well, we have the same rules for everything. Let's go over them again, even though I know you've learned so much. Something is living if it needs food and water. Does my pen need food and water? No. So it is non-living. If it moves by itself, does my phone move by itself? No. The numbers change, but that's because there's a battery in it. It can't do it by itself. If the battery's not charged, it doesn't do anything. Uses air or breathes. Do my pen and my phone breathe? No, but what about a little mouse? Yeah, that would. A mouse would breathe. A mouse moves by itself. A mouse needs food and water. So far, a mouse would be living. Let's look at number 4. Makes more just like itself. Yep, mice have baby mice, don't they? What about grows and changes? Is my pen going to grow and change? No, but what about a baby mouse? Would it grow and change? Sure, it would grow up and become an adult mouse. Well, you know a lot about all this. Taking my board down, so we're going to do something else. Today, you are going to be taking out this sheet of paper, okay? At the top, there are 2 words, living, non-living. I'm getting my toolkits, and I'm taking out my scissors. Moms and dads might have to be a little helpful with this. I did not cut this part off and put it in your bag because I was afraid you would lose it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut out those 2 rectangles. See how I'm cutting my page? Okay. This, I'm just going to set aside. We're going to use that later. This is the part we need now. Living, non-living. And I like when I do some really neat cutting. So I don't need all this extra. I'm going to cut it off. Oops. Just like this. And I know it looks like my thumbs up rule isn't working, but that's because it's facing me. All right, so I have my strip, living, non-living. Ooh, see how over here? Oh, there's a line. I'm going to cut that off too. I don't need all that extra part. Okay, living, non-living. And then there's a line in the middle, and I'm going to cut that in half. Okay, so I'm putting those down, and here's my notebook. I'm going to go to the next empty page. The last time we did our notebook, you did your reindeer. So I'm going to turn to the next empty page. And let's put it on the board with my magnets. Let's hope it will hold it. Here. This one will go here. Let's see. Ooh. Sorry, guys. This will work. Okay, so let's turn it. So there's my paper. My book is open. Now I have my 2 words. Like I said, moms and dads, they'll do better if you help them get this part set up. So I'm going to take the word living and give your child a chance to see if they can figure out. We don't want it upside down. But let them glue it. Let them actually get it on the paper. Have them look at it. Then if they decide it's upside down, they can change it. Don't tell them. If they say, how does it go? Say, well, how do you think it goes? And then on this side, it's going to be non-living. Now I'm putting my glue cover back on because I won't need it for a few minutes. Can you see? Living on one side, non-living on the other. And then that's when we go back to our pictures. Now what I'm going to do, some of these are really tricky. It's nice if you have someone there to talk to about it. I'm going to cut a picture out. Let's see. You know how I like to cut it? I like to just kind of go across and cut out right on the line, all of it. Okay? So now I have a strip to work with. I'm going to cut off this part because that's extra. My first picture is a tree. Now I have to decide where I'm going to put this. Is it living or non-living? Well, does it use food and water? Trees make their own food and they get the water from the roots. Does it grow and change? It does. Does it make more like itself? It does, because the seeds grow and the seeds fall and little plants, little trees grow. It also moves. It's hard to tell, but the leaves do move on a tree so that they face the sun. So this one, I am going to put on the side that says living. And I like to put a little glue here and then stick it down. There's my tree. I've got the first one done. Let's look at the next one. This next one here is a ladybug. So we have to say the same thing. Does it move by itself? Does it need food and water? Does it make more like itself? Maybe you didn't know that, but ladybugs lay eggs and little ladybugs come out. Does it grow and change? Like I said, they change from an egg into a full-grown ladybug. Does it need air? It does. Wow. Ladybugs are living. So again, I'm going to make a nice, neat row with all the living things. Now, it's okay if you're not sure, like this here, the crystals. I'm not going to go through that, parents. If your child knows something about crystals, as long as they're saying if something grows and changes, as long as they're using the right reasons, let them put it where they think it goes. Now, we're going on together to do the gingerbread men. What do you think? Living or non-living? Does it need food and water? No, not a gingerbread man. They don't need that to live. Does it move by itself? With a little imagination, maybe. But if you had a gingerbread cookie in front of you, would it move? Can it make more like itself? Well, I can make more gingerbread, but cookies can't make it. So, no, it is non-living. So I'm going to put this one over here. Now, you have quite a collection here of all different things to decide about. You're going to decide if they're living or they're non-living. I would like everyone, let's see, there's 20, there are 24 of these. I want everybody to sort at least 10. You can do them all. A real scientist would. They would think about it. And parents, if they don't, if they get the 10 on there, at least go through the rest of them with them. And like for the dog, for instance, you can say, is it living or non-living? And if they say it's living, say why. See if they can come up with 3 or 4 of the 5 reasons. Those are the only acceptable ones. Kids often will say, it's living, it has a face. It's living because it can run. It's living, but that's not why. If they say it's non-living, again, say why. See if you can find out what their thinking is on it. The car, does it move by itself? Well, there's lots of different cars out there. So you can let that go. It doesn't have to be a discussion. But does it make more like itself? No. So 1 no, and it's non-living. So I hope you enjoy this, thinking like scientists. I think you will. And, be proud of the work you do. See if you can get them lined up nice and neat and glued on well. If you find like things are loose, oh, did you see that? Like this is a little loose. I'm going to go back and put a little more glue on it because I always want to be proud of my work. So boys and girls, that's your project for today. If you have extra time and you want to get on happy numbers, I think that would be okay too. Because remember, parents and children, we now have finished Module 1 and we have finished Module 2. Now, if you're somebody who's working on Module 3 and Module 4, then you're a little ahead of a game. Woohoo! But if you are still working on 1 and 2, please, parents, make sure that your child has time to get on. It will really solidify all of those things, and they'll be in really great shape for next year. Okay? Have a great day. I hope you get to play in the snow today. It looks beautiful.